I've learned that I just have to adapt, and that's what I tell my 18-year-old self. Learn to adapt. It's okay if things don't go the way you thought they were going to be in your mind, but you have the ability to make it work no matter what comes. My 18-year-old self definitely had like a very traditional plan and trajectory for what my 20s were going to look like. And of course, life doesn't follow these paths and plans that we have for ourselves when we're really young. And so I went to UVU and I got my bachelor's degree, and I had always thought that getting a master's degree was just this really awesome idea, but of course I was gonna get married when I was in my bachelor's degree, and then I would be a mom, and then, you know, the master's degree may or may not ever happen. And then of course I met my husband and we got married, and then at that point I was like, okay, now I'm fine, I've arrived. Right, like I'm finally here and I'm gonna do the wife and the mom thing. And then after we got married, you know, we were trying to get pregnant and just struggled to get pregnant. And of course, my worst nightmare of infertility, you know, was coming about. And I thought, you know, we struggled for a good while. And after I got pregnant with my first and lost it, and after that, I remember thinking, I just need to have something that I can focus on that will just help me feel like I'm progressing while I'm still working on building my family. And so my husband and I decided that, and I really decided that I wanted to go back to school, and I really did want to start a master's degree. I got to meet lots of people. I was critically thinking again. I was working on assignments and expanding myself. Hadn't been in school for several years, and I felt like the first class I took was just tough. And so I was just really focused on school and excited about it. And of course, like many people, that first semester I got pregnant with my son. Starting my master's degree was just, it was like a breath. It was like a new breath that was put into me to just continue on life and bring me joy and happiness and progression, which is kind of what I was looking for at the time. In thinking about going back to school, I had to think of several things. I definitely was looking for a program that fit my strengths and fit my goals. And so I looked at lots of websites. I looked at lots of programs. I would pull up different programs at universities, and I would look at what classes specifically are they teaching, and am I interested in those classes? And then the cost. I definitely was focused on making sure that I could pay for my education and that it wasn't going to get me into too much debt. And so I was really balancing it with the program offering and the cost, and then also how the program was offered. So I looked at programs that were all online. I looked at programs that were day programs. I looked at night programs. I looked at programs that were close to me, so way closer to home than where I go. But I really was just open to wherever I felt was my fit. I eventually was led to the program that I'm doing through a friend. He was a kind of a coworker across universities, and he had done this program at Weber State, and he just really recommended it. He talked about how a lot of what I was looking for was as part of this program, and so based on his recommendation and visiting the campus at Weber State and talking to their advisors, I really felt like that was the program for me. The cost, the program, the people, the school just kind of all came together. For me, life wasn't what I thought it was going to be. A lot of it has been, and it's been wonderful. But in terms of my education and where I thought my life would be, it's been more than I thought it could be. Going back to school and getting a master's degree was something that helped me to feel like I was progressing, that I was reaching my goals, and that I was developing myself into the person that I wanted to become. And it was tough. There have definitely been tough moments. There was a tough year that I took off in between my starting and finishing my master's degree. Lots of health problems, financial struggles, late nights, but it has been a very sweet experience. And I am developing and becoming the person who I really want to become. And the future for me is opening. And I'm seeing places that I can go that I never saw before, that my 18-year-old self didn't even think of. And I'm glad that my journey has kind of been here and there and everywhere, and that education is something that's available to me and that I can pursue even when it is kind of difficult. And getting a master's degree again has just been that breath of fresh air in my life to just help me keep going in a positive direction and to help me be happy.
For more resources, visit uvu.edu/UWLP.